Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Ringside Cinema. I am Money Mike, and Seth Rollins made his big return at the Elimination Chamber last month. And ever since then, we've been wondering who his WrestleMania opponent will be. Now, as of the recording of this video, we do not know if even Seth Rollins is cleared to compete. We don't even know if he's going to even have a WrestleMania match. Because even though they did tease Seth Rollins versus Brock Lesnar in a potential WrestleMania 35 rematch, thankfully they did not do that, and they did the right thing and gave us Obafemi versus Brock Lesnar. But now that Obafemi is facing Brock, and with Logan Paul and Austin Theory seemingly busy with the Usos, where does Seth Rollins fit in if Bron Breakker is not cleared to compete? Because obviously, Bron Breakker, that would be the WrestleMania match for Seth Rollins. So, if Bron Breakker is not medically cleared to compete, then what do you do with Seth Rollins? Well, what if we throw it back to last year? Let's play off the triple threat match, the night one main event. And no, I'm not saying we add Seth Rollins to the match, even though the WWE could do that realistically, because Seth Rollins never lost the World Heavyweight Championship. And Seth Rollins, in a recent interview, did state that the irony of the fact that this match for the World Heavyweight Championship is between CM Punk and Roman Reigns after he lost the World Heavyweight title, or he had to forfeit the title due to injury. And obviously, if Seth is cleared to compete, Rollins never lost the title. He never lost the title, but he did beat CM Punk and Roman Reigns in the triple threat match. So theoretically, the WWE could simply add Seth to this match and run back the triple threat match on night 2 and make this for the World Heavyweight Championship. The backstory is there to make it work. But what if Seth is not wrestling? What if he's not cleared to compete? And you make him the special guest referee for this match. Now, like I said, Seth Rollins did point out the irony of the fact that he lost the title due to injury, and that now the two men that are fighting for the title at WrestleMania is the two men that he despises the most. So theoretically here, now granted, we have not seen too much physical confrontation between CM Punk and Roman Reigns. Hopefully that will pick up soon. And I know some fans are like, oh, we need Roman Reigns to bring up Larry. We need Roman Reigns to spear CM Punk. We still got like 5 weeks to go here. Who knows what they're going to do on Raw tomorrow night. But you want to spice things up. And, if you want to have them brawl, beat each other up to the point where, I don't want to say like they were Jacob Fatu and Drew McIntyre throwing each other off a scaffold outside the arena. But, like, why not have them brawl to the point where Adam Pearce has to have somebody come in who can be the special guest referee, and it just happens to be Seth Rollins. And as we know, Seth Rollins is no stranger to being a special guest referee in a match that features two guys that he absolutely hates, as he was the special guest referee for CM Punk versus Drew McIntyre when he was injured and could not medically compete. So they could run this back again, where Seth Rollins, the history with CM Punk, Roman Reigns, would add a little bit more spice to that match. And granted, like I said, we have not seen Roman Reigns, CM Punk get physical. We did see CM Punk throw a punch to Roman Reigns, but it does seem like, if for fans who may seem like, hey, this is missing something, Seth Rollins being the special guest referee and being the added ingredient that just makes this match just a little bit more unpredictable, knowing where does Seth Rollins, uh, you know, where does Seth Rollins go about refereeing this match? He hates CM Punk. He hates Roman Reigns. So the idea of Rollins throughout this match being where he doesn't know whether to count the pinfall for Punk, he doesn't know to count it for Roman. He never lost the world title, so he doesn't want to see any of these two men win the world title, let alone raise the hand of whoever wins the match, because of the history between all three men. And I think that would just be, I think, exactly what CM Punk, Roman Reigns, this feud needs. Again, we could sit here all day, talk about how Roman Reigns needs to bring up AJ Lee, bring up Larry. Quite honestly, you don't need to do any of that. I think if Rollins cannot compete, or he's not cleared to compete, or if Bron Breakker is not cleared to compete, then I think Seth Rollins being the special guest referee for this match is the perfect way and the best way to use Seth Rollins for WrestleMania. Because clearly, I think the WWE bringing back Seth Rollins at the Elimination Chamber means either A, they're hopeful that he's going to get cleared before WrestleMania, or that Bron Breakker is going to be cleared to compete and they can finish out the story in which the Vision turned on Seth Rollins. Otherwise, it might be a post WrestleMania thing where maybe Bron Breakker comes back on the Raw after Mania to set something up for Backlash Tampa. And even then, because we know Bron Breakker is going to be going to that main event scene. So, if you do have Seth Rollins be the special guest referee, and then you have Seth confront the winner of the match on the Raw after Mania, and then Bron Breakker makes his return and takes out the champion and Rollins, you immediately insert Breakker right into that world title scene where I believe he was going to be anyway at this point, even without any of the injuries happening. So this could add a lot of intrigue to a match, to a story that right now is lacking because of the fact that A, Roman Reigns is a part-timer, and number two, Roman Reigns, CM Punk have not really gotten physical, and we are missing that element, which I hope will be the case on Raw tomorrow night. I think Roman Reigns is going to be there tomorrow. I'm pretty sure. But again, if Seth Rollins cannot do anything physical at WrestleMania, make him a special guest referee for this match, and let's make CM Punk, Roman Reigns, just a little bit more unpredictable. Let me know in the comments below, guys, where do you think Seth Rollins should fit in at WrestleMania? If he can't face Bron Breakker, would you want to see him be the special guest referee for CM Punk and Roman Reigns? Let me know in the comments below. And as always, make sure you do hit that like and subscribe button, as I do produce weekly wrestling content here on this channel. And I am going back to WrestleMania this year, doing a lot more filming in Las Vegas than I did last year. So you do not want to miss my WrestleMania vlogs and all the wrestling news related to WrestleMania week. I've been your host, Money Mike, and you've been watching Ringside Cinema.